Hello everybody, my name is Sir Plaster, as you can see from the channel name, and I decided as my first video on my FNAF channel, I am going to do something very simple, which is going to be a ranking on all 7 FNAF games, excluding FNAF World. That's going to be probably for another video, but not soon. Something else I want to start off with is that this is just my opinion. I'm not going to make anyone, believe what I say and, just listen to what I have to say about the games and stuff. If you like some other games more, some other games less than my ranking, then that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to get angry about it, Everyone has a right to their own opinions. And also would like to clarify that, again, I am excluding FNAF World 1. It is not a canon game anymore. Well, it hasn't been for a pretty long time. And 2, mainly because I feel like I could do that for a different video or something. Maybe similar to Daco's video of, FNAF World is underrated. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, but I hope to make a theory video in the future. Probably after many people see this video. Again, this video is going to be kind of short. So, let's go into my rankings. Coming at the lowest, it's not because, and just so you know, I don't dislike any of the games. All of the games are absolutely amazing. Some games are scarier, some games are greater to me. Quality, scare factor, Also, I would like to give out a shout-out to my friend Speed Force Legends. If anyone sees this, please subscribe to him. He's an amazing dude. And he had hit 100 subs, or 101 subs, a couple of weeks ago. So I would really appreciate if anyone who sees this video go checks him out. He does a lot of CW superhero stuff like The Flash, and his latest video was a comment, basically him commenting on his commentary on his videos, with subtitles. His video before that was a rating on all of the Jokers. Very, 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 very good videos, I will say. So please make sure to check him out. I'm really trampling my words. Anyways, please make sure to check him out. Type in Speed Force Legends, Speed Force, one word, Legends and Legends. Space in between Speed Force and Legends, and then check him out. And to make it easier, he is the picture with the Cobalt Blue Eddie Thawne fan art picture, or fan concept picture. He currently has 103 subscribers, so shoutouts to him. And so, without further ado, let's begin. So, coming at the lowest for me is FNAF Sister Location, otherwise known as FNAF 5, whichever you prefer, the 5th installment that came out later in 2016. And it's not because of anything that I dislike about it. As a matter of fact, it's perfect. The game mechanics are great, the horror aspect's nice, the jump scares are pretty creepy. But the reason why it's the lowest for me is not because I hate it at all. It's just, there's other games, like I said in the beginning, there's other games that I find way better. So, you'll see what I mean. And it expands later on into, the killer, William Afton, which, in case you don't know, is the purple guy / Springtrap / Scraptrap / Glitchtrap, or, if you want to go into memes, the man behind Slaughter. But, anyways, expands more into his story of having, a daughter who doesn't listen to him and ends up getting herself killed and is now inside of an animatronic. And, the whole skin suit thing, the whole family connection, titling more into the lore, and having a teaser at the end after beating all of the hardest difficulties on the custom night mode, where you get that basically confirmation that Springtrap is returning after FNAF 3. And everything else is absolutely amazing. Again, like I said, the characters are great. The only thing I really have an issue with is just something personal, is when I'm stuck on night 3 still. I know I'm a noob, but hear me out. So, on night 3, in case you don't know, you have to go to the parts and service room to repair the Funtime Freddy animatronic. And you have to crawl through Funtime Auditorium. However, unlike the night before, it's a lot more difficult. Why? Let me explain why. Well, it's mainly because Funtime Foxy is motion activated. Basically, he's activated by flashes and light, and you need to make sure you have to use it as less as possible, but also have to use it as much as possible because you need to know where you're going and to see Funtime Foxy and all that stuff and make sure you don't bump into anything, aka him. And if you fail, you get that horrifying jump scare. All the Funtime animatronics jump scares are incredible. They have this face splitting thing that I absolutely like. It's a nice tweak, or addition, I should say. Um, and just along with that, something else that's very frustrating that I find is how the exact same night on night 3, you have, when you're finished repairing Funtime Freddy, just simple clicking on him and removing a illusion disc from his chest cavity. Then you have to click on the button on Bonnie, or Bonbon, I should say, under his bow tie, and then, he's not very nice. He's not very nice at all. And something else that makes it a bit more difficult is the matter of fact how he's like he can be very fast and you don't know where he could be. He's anywhere around Funtime Freddy, obviously. There's no way he could be behind you. And like I said, it's very frustrating when he kills you. You have to reset all of that, including the Funtime Foxy part. And if you have to redo the Funtime Freddy part, it's not that hard, honestly. It's pretty simple. It just, might have some troubles trying to find some of the buttons on the faceplates and stuff. I don't know, I'm just rambling on, but hang on, let me get some water, and I'm going to go back into my next ranking. For, I should say, next. The second lowest for me. Sorry about that, everyone. Like I said, I had to get some water, but now I'm back. So coming in again, I just realized I said number 10 for assisted location. I mean number 7, the lowest. There's, only 7 FNAF games. There's not 10. Not saying that will never happen, of course. We're getting security breach and stuff. But anyways, so coming at the second lowest for me is Ultimate Custom Night. Like I said, I don't have any issues with the game. The game's great. Great jump scare, great backstory, great lore. Great way of, setting up Help Wanted in a way. Great a sequel to FNAF 6 with Golden Freddy Cassidy getting his revenge on, William Afton, Scrap Trap, and later becoming Glitch Trap and escaping. And it's great. It's not only just good for the lore, it's also good for learning hotkeys as well, because there's a lot of hotkeys in the game, but also really, really good to see how good your skills are for going off against the animatronics, of how many animatronics you can go. I have not done 50-20 mode yet, but once I feel like I've trained hard enough, I will try. And that's a promise I will make. So, something else I really like about it is the matter of fact how just the cool additions, Dee Dee. Sorry about that, just bad memories of her adding characters I don't want her to add, especially at the last times. But the frustration aside, something else I really like is the matter of fact of the voice acting. The voice acting is great. Scott chose amazing people to do the voice coverings, and obviously, a lot of people would say, or at least some people, probably, they would say that P.G. Haywood, the voice actor for Michael Afton and Scrap Trap, is easily the best voice actor in the game. It's just the voice that's really cool. Although I just realized that he only has one line in the game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people found that a bit weird. But, it's fine, honestly. It doesn't matter. It's just, just something I wanted to be done for fun. And like I said, it's a really good game, really good jump scares, really good effects, good atmosphere, too. And that's about it. That's all I really have to say. It's not really as much as I have to say for Sister Location, though. Sorry about that. Anyways, so let's cut down to my next, for number 6 for me. Alright, coming for number 6 is FNAF 2. The reason why FNAF 2 is super low for me, it's not actually super low. It's just, like I said, there's other games that are better than it for me and creepier. The reason why I really like FNAF 2 is because it's intense. It kind of teaches you how to do some, multiple things at once, flash the light, put the mask on, wind the music box, check the vents, check the cameras, things like that. And it's a really good way to kind of change up how ways worked with FNAF 1, which is actually the game that actually is the one that's going to be coming after FNAF 2 right now, after I do my opinion on FNAF 2. Anyways, so the reason why I do FNAF 2 that is, not really as much for the other ones, or higher than Ultimate Custom Night. One, it's, original. It's an original game. The originals are usually the best, but that's just a lot of people's opinions. Some people might prefer the newer ones, but, that's just, like I said, opinions. I mean, it's definitely not what people thought of the Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 remake, which I will never talk about in my life. No, I haven't seen it, but a friend of mine has, should I say Speed Force Legends, shout out to him again. He told me about it, but we don't like talking about it. I'm gonna stop talking about it before it gets out of hand. Anyways, and I'd also really like the designs as well. The designs for the animatronics are great. The toy animatronic designs were really cool. Mangle was a good addition. I really like the puppet too. The puppet's mechanic, how you have to wind up a music box, and it's not just like simple one click and it's completely the wind up limit is completely full. You actually have to use your hand. I should say use the mouse and click and hold on the box to wind it up. It's a nice addition. Like I said, the atmosphere is great for the game, and I really liked the, what would you say it? What was it? Hang on. The ambience. That's what word I was talking about. The ambience in the game. The ambience is really, really good, despite the fact how the ambience has become such a meme, at least the hallway ambience. The whole ambience, like I said, has become such a meme. But, it's still a good meme, I guess, but just people take memes too far, for some reason. And the Wither designs are also great. I forgot to mention that. The Wither animatronic designs are great. My personal favorite Withered animatronic is Withered Bonnie's, but I'm more of a Foxy kind of person. A lot of people really like Foxy. Withered Bonnie, though, for me, Withered Bonnie is my favorite Withered animatronic out of all of the other ones. Oh, and I like the Easter eggs as well in FNAF 2 as well, like Shadow Bonnie, Shadow Freddy, JJ, or Balloon Girl, whatever. The endoskeleton. I remember theories about that back in the days. Who is Shadow Freddy? What does Shadow Freddy want? Is Shadow Freddy Shadow Bonnie or something like that? I remember. Is Chica 2.0 building Foxy 2.0, which is basically by Fusion Z Gamer. Shout out to him. I doubt he'll see this video, but gonna shout out him. An old theory video of was Toy Chica building Mangle, because if you saw them together in the exact same camera, it looked like they were Toy Chica was doing something to Mangle or something like that. Again, like I said, really nice mechanics, really nice atmosphere, horror, scare factor, everything. But yeah, like I said, really, really good. And the whole Bite of 87 storyline also hit the park, despite the fact how the Bite of 87 has become such a meme, which I will never really understand why. But yet again, if you're an old Markiplier fan and enjoyed watching his FNAF videos, then you'll understand, which will go later and for my number 1 favorite. Alright, coming at number 5 is FNAF 1. Again, the reason why FNAF 1 is number 5 is because, like I said, there's other games that are better at, and obviously you can never, in any type of horror or any type of film at all, you can never put the original in last place. It's kind of like one of those bad luck things. It's a bad idea to put the original under the like on the lowest, despite the fact how a lot of people say that with some of their horror movies. I can't think of any right now, but I know it's not the same concept like Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, things like that. Although, with people like me, obviously, in the Scream series, I like Scream 1 the most. Anyways, that's a story for another day. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do like a favorite slashers ranking or something. But anyways, so back to FNAF 1. And the reason why, again, it's higher than FNAF 2, Ultimate Custom Night, and Sister Location for me is that, 1, the atmosphere I find is better. 2, the jump scares are a bit scarier. 3, the atmosphere. And 4, mainly, it is the game that started all of it. FNAF 2 wouldn't exist. Pizza Simulator wouldn't exist. Help Wanted wouldn't exist. FNAF AR wouldn't exist. Even FNAF World wouldn't exist if it weren't for FNAF 1. FNAF 1 is by far one of the most memorable and important games of the franchise, despite how not having as much lore as all the other ones. But, it's still fantastic. It's still fantastic to see. I really liked FNAF 1. FNAF 1 was great. I still play it from time to time. Try and beat Night 6 and trying to beat Night 6, try to beat the game completely. Again, I really liked it. That's also when we first saw Golden Freddy. FNAF 2 wasn't where Golden Freddy took place. Because, in FNAF 1, there was a specific thing that triggered Golden Freddy, but unlike that, there was nothing in FNAF 2 that did trigger Golden Freddy. Which also leads back to the original lore of FNAF 1, was that the Bite of 87 kid, or Bite of 87 victim, was Golden Freddy. Which was before, that was obviously before FNAF 1, FNAF 3, FNAF 4, etc. came out. But then, obviously, the designs, of course. I love all the designs for the animatronics. Absolutely great. Then, of course, you can't put it down in last place. It's awesome. And it's just the cornerstone of all of the other games. But, some horror franchises, nothing will beat the classic. But some games, or some series like FNAF, sometimes the original is still not as good as some of the other games. That's just everyone's opinion, and I agree, because I like all the other FNAF games more anyways, but again, FNAF 1 is obviously my number 5 for me. Hey guys, something I forgot to talk about during my FNAF 2 opinionizing, if that's even a word, I doubt it, but yeah, the word opinionizing is not an actual word. Anyways, so something I forgot to mention about when I was talking about my opinion for FNAF 2 is something else I really like about FNAF 2 is the death mini-games, which are extremely rare. And also the death screens, I guess, where you see Withered Foxy or Withered Bonnie. I forgot to point those out, too. Forgot to point those out as well. So, that is the quick up thing. And now, by then, after this, you'll see the next FNAF game, which is hitting number 4. Alright, coming up at number 4 is FNAF 6, Pizzeria Simulator, which came out in 2017, which was also Scott's biggest troll game in the FNAF series. Bigger than the troll for FNAF 3, bigger than the troll game for Sister Location, because if you go literally onto the Steam page and you look up FNAF 6 or Pizza Simulator, then all you see is just the minigame form where, Freddy Fazbear in April form feeding pizza to the kids, and, it just looked very simple, and even the description had nothing to do with what the game was actually about. Which I really liked. I really liked the twist when, you start seeing Shadow Freddy and everything starts to glitch out. That's awesome to me. It's really good. The game's really scary as well. I'm sorry if I'm saying a lot, just trying to catch my words. I came up with no script while making this video, so sorry if I sound a bit that false dialectic. Again, that's not even a term, so, or it is, and I'm just using it the wrong way. Let me know. Anyways, so again, something else that I really liked about FNAF 6 were the designs. Scrap Trap came back. Well, Springtrap, I should say, came back after FNAF 6. Scrap Baby, Circus Baby came back. The Puppet came back after FNAF 2. Well, technically FNAF 3, which we'll get to soon. And Molten Freddy came back after Sister Location, which aka is entered. And I really like the simulation part. The simulation part is awesome, and I can understand why some people could put FNAF 6 pretty low, but I don't understand why. I can respect their opinion, of course, but... anyways. I can respect their opinion, of course, because, I'm not the kind of person who just dislikes someone because of their opinion. That's like saying... it's like being a group of people who all like anime, and you're the only person that doesn't like anime, and they don't like you because you don't like anime. It's kind of like that. Weird comparison, I know, but... anyways. And, it's just really nice. And the lore is awesome, the secret mini-games, and it's absolutely authentic. Yeah, authentic. And like I said, I like the simulation part. It's awesome. It explains the origins of the puppet, and the gravestone ending, what we think is, like, what that means. A lot of fans, such as myself, think those are the names for the FNAF 1 animatronics, and obviously not the Sister Location ones. Because the only ones that we knew were in Sister Location was Elizabeth Afton, and that was about it. There was no other spirits involved. And aside from that, then basically it would make any sense if there were Sister Location spirits as well. So it would only make sense if it was FNAF 1, or maybe the FNAF 2 toy animatronics, but I doubt it. Yeah, there's not really much I can say about FNAF 6 aside from the endings, the fire at the end, just like FNAF 3. And, it's absolutely incredible. It's an incredible game, and I would recommend all the other games, but if you're a big fan of, like, simulation and just building something for fun, then FNAF 6 is for you. Alright, we are up now at my top 3 favorite FNAF games. Coming up at number 3 is the front runner that could possibly have beaten my second favorite, but it didn't. Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, which was released in 2019. And also is also the game that is the cause of why Security Breach is happening, and also why FNAF AR has happened. Also, I forgot to mention, I am excluding FNAF AR because technically I wouldn't consider it as a main game, but more of a for fun game, if you know what I mean. But I'll still do a video on FNAF AR at some point, just not right now. But the thing that I really like about Help Wanted is that it's, well, one, in VR. It's different unlike all the other games. And two, I even said this with my friend Speed Force Legends, because, he's a new part of the community, but please don't go on spamming him stuff. It wouldn't be good. But, like he said, all the other games, were like a slasher film, while FNAF Help Wanted did something different. It kind of was like a ghost story of, glitch trap, a spirit, a digital virus in the game, and the twist at the end where, the main protagonist, Vanessa, whatever, was working for him the whole time. Tape Girl told us not to collect the tapes, and we did it anyways. we built a glitch trap, and then we put him in the plushie. His spirit was transferred into that Spring Bonnie plushie, and, he can't be detected in the game anymore. He can't be killed by the virus protection software, or the virus killing software, whatever it's called. And the Curse of Dreadbear DLC as well made the game way, way better. But of course, of course, my last two favorites are, of course, why I like Help Wanted more. And I find Help Wanted to be one of the scariest ones. Although, again, I might do a scare factor video for FNAF later at some point, but not right now. Of course. Sorry about that, I gotta drink some water. Alrighty, now coming up at the true front runner of my favorite FNAF games, my rankings, FNAF 3, which came out in 2015. And this is when I felt like FNAF really went all the way up, It introduced us back to the purple guy, which wasn't even that much important. We didn't even think he was that important until FNAF 3, where it was actually confirmed that he was an important character. All we knew with that in FNAF 2 was that he would appear in the death minigames as an Easter egg, and would sometimes stop us from getting in the, doing the game, of course, with the crashing the game saying you can't at the top left corner. But this is like the Jason Lives of FNAF for me, and for probably a lot of people. If you've seen at least one or two of the Friday the 13th films, then you would consider it like your favorite. This kind of being like your favorite if you like a zombie story, like what Jason Lives does in Friday the 13th. Jason Lives with of course, the whole spring lock thing. The spring lock thing, when because at the end of the nights, you play as a certain animatronic, and you get lured by Shadow Freddy, a.k.a. possibly William Afton. It's a theory for something else. I might do that in another theory video, but I do have a different idea for what I'm going to do in the theory video I have planned. So, like I said, anyways, back to the topic. And what this does, and just the whole spring lock thing, if this was, in the matter of fact, in live action, if we saw this, that wasn't in 8-bit form, it would have been one of the most brutal things probably ever seen on a horror movie. Sure, Friday the 13th has its gory and, most bone-chilling moments. Halloween has its most, bone-chilling moments. Nightmare on Elm Street has its most horrifying and disturbing moments, but if you compare them all to the spring lock scene in FNAF 3 and how it would look in realisticness and watching that, then you would probably, I'd say, have nightmares for a pretty long time, or at least a week or two. But, it's, I don't want to be comparing this to Saw, but it's kind of like Saw in a way with the jaw trap, but that's different. And of course, the atmosphere of the game is amazing. I like the Phantom animatronics, the way how they look, the way how they act, the way how they behave. They behave unlike any other animatronic or at least some of the other animatronics in the series. There's some other animatronics that act different compared to them. Hydration. Anyways, and the whole plot is awesome too. A company, Fazbear's Fright, is building a horror attraction with old relics and props of old original FNAF locations. And very much, it's a great idea. It's something that would probably happen in real life. Then, of course, it ties in with FNAF 1, because if you don't know very much, Springtrap, aka William Afton, when he died, he was in the safe room in FNAF 1, in the FNAF 1 location that's never talked about except for FNAF 3, in the training tapes with phone guy in them. But, of course, like I said, then it is, like I said, it's just really, really good lore and really, really good. A really good game. Definitely the reason why it's my second favorite game. Now, my number one favorite took it out of the park, and I've always thought this was the best game, even not knowing jack about any of the other games that much. Before I just knew FNAF for what it was, just killer animatronics, but still to this day, I still think FNAF, no, I'm not gonna say it, why this one is my favorite and the scariest one for me and for a bunch of other people. Okay? Alright. So, my number one favorite FNAF game is, you probably already guessed it, FNAF 4. FNAF 4, which also came out in 2015. Which came out as very much sometime in October. Which the Halloween edition would come out somewhere around Halloween time. Anyways, so why do I like FNAF 4 so much? One, the animatronics. The nightmarish animatronics are the creepiest looking animatronics I have ever seen in a FNAF game. And compared to all the other animatronics, you would not want to see these guys. Especially the one I'm going to talk about later that you probably see in the video, in like the video cover and thumbnail. But the whole idea of being in the eyes of a child, a kid, a person slash, human that's still growing up and is not a full-grown adult, unlike all the other characters in any of the other games where they've had probably very bad experiences, if not worse than the experiences they've had with the animatronics. This puts you in the eyes of a child that's struggling to survive with only 5 nights before their torment finally ends. And of course, it just brings back the old childhood fear, the whole, Mommy, there's something hiding under my bed, or Mommy, Daddy, there's something in my closet thing. Like, the whole, there's something hiding in my closet, FNAF 4 brings that fear back. And, it's like, this isn't at a location anymore, this is at a house. A human being's house being tormented by these murderous giant animatronics. And when you think about it, it's very, the origins of, what it's about is very, very messed up. But yet again, it makes us fans very, very, of course, what would be the word? Favored. We would, favor this game, Of course, like I said, this is when I felt like FNAF hit its best peak ever. But, all the other games, like I said, are great, but I don't think any other game will ever top FNAF 4 for me. And I just love